Ah, always a great day when you can have the morrow after celebrating a sweep gentlemanly. Heaton 5, the greatest 3 words in all of athletics. Being able to celebrate such an occasion is wonderful. A valiant performance from your favorite basketball team. A sporting effort by the Hawks for like a final quarter. You give us a little run there. DeAndre Fox Hunter going out there and, trying to be a rascal, trying to put a little scare into the Miami Heat, but it wasn't enough. Valiant because they do not have something the Heat all possess, which is, as the great Patrick James Riley says, the guts. Because it doesn't matter. No Jimmy Butler, no Kyle Lowry. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you put out on the court. Because it could be Victor Oladipo or Bam Adebayo. It does not matter. It shan't matter because, as the great Eric Spoelstra, top 15 coach all time in the National Basketball Association, says, we have enough. The great quote from a great coach. I don't quite know where my voice is going with this bit. All I know is Heaton 5 and a good day to Trey. Masterful performance, valiant effort, fantastic series, and it was all put together, dude, by clamp down, badass, Heat culture defense. Swarming Trey Young, bottling up Trey Young. Everybody in here is, maybe the Hawks, they got the best player in this series. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna put a scare into the Heat. Maybe they can even win. We saw what he did to the Knicks last year. You people need to hear me out when I say this. Stop taking performances against the New York Knicks and making it count like anything that matters in basketball. It's a bum organization, wildly overrated by the media, who is obsessed about them going back to sometime in the 1990s when they could all wear their Allen Houston jerseys and all act like they mattered. They don't. They go out there, they make Julius Randle act like he's better than Chris Bosh, and then a year later they want to trade him. They're bums. Ergo, you get a false sense of security, like doing something in the Mecca is great. Do you know how many great games Dwayne Wade had at Madison Square Garden? Do you know how embarrassing it is that the most famous thing about your franchise is a building? Like, in all honesty, like, how is that possible? Like, if you were to really look back and say, who are the greatest New York Knicks of all time? Your answer should probably be like Madison Square Garden and Spike Lee. My point of this is not to dump on the New York Knicks. It's to tell you all a lesson. Stop taking performances like that and acting like they're going to matter against actual good basketball teams. And that's what happened. Is that everybody thought that Trey Young, that guy built for the playoffs, and they were even doing some of that bull bleep in the game that they were able to pull out at the end, that, there he is, playoff Trey. It's like, it's amazing to me that a guy who has 2 series like that doesn't get to the NBA Finals, gets more credit for that, with Jimmy Butler having that series against him, the entire series, and went to the NBA Finals and was 2 wins away from winning the damn thing. And it's like, kind of surprised we're seeing aggressive Jimmy Butler here. It's a wild, wild thing. The point of it all being is he is going to spend this summer probably having Gabe Vincent's smile ingrained in his mind, that sly smirk, because, he blanketed him. He's probably going to have PJ Tucker's raspy voice whispering in his ear, too small, Trey, too small. He's gonna have Bam Adebayo's wingspan in his peripherals the entire time. Jimmy Butler all up in him. He's gonna be thinking about Kyle Lowry stealing the ball left and right. Dude had more turnovers than field goals in this series. What a majestic defensive performance that this team put forth in this series. Now look, I have said this all the way throughout. I am not overly celebrating this series. The Miami Heat did what they were supposed to do. They did what the Sixers could not, which is take care of business. The Sixers are sitting here, they're letting the Raptors linger around, and in reality, you should probably be down 3-2 in this series. A series where they haven't had Scotty Barnes and haven't had Fred VanVleet And yet here we have still, I understand Joel Embiid's hurt, but you have an alleged, I've been told that other guy on that team is the third greatest shooting guard of all time ahead of Dwayne Wade. I've been told that. Now, I have shot down those bum lies for years upon years because he is an all-time playoff choker. But I was told that. And I would think that Dwayne Wade in a series where he overmatched a team like that would never let a team like that back into the henhouse. I mean, except for that stupid Mavericks team in 2011, but that wasn't his fault. Dwayne Wade would have been Finals MVP if somebody decided to post up JJ Barea. Not a thing, though. We're not getting into that right now. The point is, I'm not overly celebrating what the Miami Heat did as far as a team, but there are individual things about this that are worth celebrating. One of them being Victor Oladipo yesterday. I was asked by my guy Tommy Ty, Heat radio host. And by the way, I want to mention about the radio show 7-9 The Ticket. If you guys want to see our response to this series, you guys can go to youtube.com/theticketmiami. Go subscribe over there. That is where we are now putting our clips up from the radio show, Tobin and Leroy, every single morning, 6 to 10 a.m. You guys get a couple clips a day. Watch us, and you guys can watch us live every single morning on Twitch, twitch.tv/7-9ticket. And hopefully soon we'll put that broadcast on over to the YouTube page as well. But all those of you who are asking, that is where you guys can find that. Let's finish this video, and then you guys can go over there and have a little bit more silly sauce fun. But I was asked by Tommy Ty, he's like, hey, Jimmy's out tonight. Because I was driving down, Jimmy's out, knee injury. Oh, all right. I still thought that he did have enough because I was expecting a huge game from Tyler Hero, which he had a good game. He had a fine game. He still hasn't had that breakout playoff game yet, which is, I think encouraging that you go and take this series out in 5. And I don't think Tyler's had that monster boy wonder game yet. So that to look forward to. But I see that, and Tommy's like, so who do you think's going to start? You think Martin's going to start? And I just thought, I'm like, my initial reaction was like, no, I think Victor's going to start. Based on, first of all, I thought of the Raptors game, how good he was in that series when Jimmy was out. I didn't really put a lot of stock into the Orlando game was impressive, don't get me wrong, scoring 40. But I wasn't like, it was against a bunch of bums, and he was playing with guys who aren't playing in the playoffs. So it wasn't that really convinced me. But I was just like, makes sense to me because I feel like if you have a lineup with Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, PJ Tucker, Bam Adebayo, and Caleb Martin, it's like, all right, that's going to annoy the hell out of teams, but who is going to be the guy who looks to go initiate the offense? Who's going to look to go score? I don't feel like it's going to be Gabe Vincent, and we know that that's not really Bam's. Bam's more of like a find his flow type of thing, usually take over and be there to clean up things late kind of way. So I didn't think that was going to be the thing. I just thought that Vic made a lot of sense there. And I didn't think that they were going to go. I thought the only two ways you could have gone there would have been Vic or would have been Tyler. And I feel like they like keeping Tyler in his role. So I thought Vic. And sure enough, he texted me a little before the lineup comes out. And he goes, nailed it, dude. It's going to be Victor Oladipo. And Victor Oladipo came out with an absolute vengeance in this game. I mean, what a series for him where you have these reports from Skip Bayless saying that Jimmy Butler didn't want to share the floor with Victor Oladipo. He told Spo, can't share the floor with Victor Oladipo. And they're all scoffing and laughing at this report from the game that he had the last time around where he's just given all-out effort. It wasn't the best offensive game ever, but like he was just going for rebounds. That wingspan was everywhere, defending like a pest. He was absolutely fantastic. This game was a different Victor Oladipo. With no Jimmy, no Kyle Lowry, this dude knew he was going to set the tone early and often, and he got out of the gates running, and he was going into the bag. He was doing all types of tricks. He had some good bursts to the cup and was even pulling off from 3 from time to time. He looked absolutely fantastic. But, he said, like, this is going to be a matter of him just getting time, him getting a chance to get his legs under him getting a chance to get some more playing time. And I do feel like he does look like he's getting on more of a connection with his teammates, the more chemistry and the time that he gets. And you look at a guy who does have this type of talent, and you do wonder yourself, like, when do the Heat make the move to play him regularly? I'm not like in this spot where I desperately need it yet because I feel like it's going to take care of itself. There's going to be games where I think it dictates. Like there'll be games where, maybe Tyler just doesn't have it going or Gabe doesn't have it going and they need somebody else. I think that guy's going to be Vic. I think now they just know, like, we can go to Vic. And maybe it'll just be a quicker trigger from Spo. Like he's gonna know he can hit the button on that weapon anytime and feel pretty good about what he's gonna get. This journey from Victor Oladipo has been absolutely fantastic, and to hear him talk about it last night was something.
A year ago today, I was I was expecting and waiting for my next surgery. I remember a year ago today, um, around this time last year, I was sitting in a dark room by myself and just broke down. Not because I quit, but because I was at the lowest point I could be at. Now, God has put me in this position today, so I just made the most of it. Um, I can't really explain why I'm going through what I went through. I can't really explain why I'm here today, but I'm staying in the moment and making every moment mean something. So I'm just going out there and playing hard, man. We had a great win, great series. When the job isn't done yet, there's still a lot more basketball left, but I just got to keep getting better, man. That's what I'm focused on doing. Is getting better. It's my ninth game, so I got a lot of room to improve.
It really was. Here's a little bit more from Vic, and talking about just what this organization being and having the support system around has helped with in this year.
All of us have overcome a lot on this roster, and so when when it's down to the nitty gritty, and when it gets ugly and it gets hard, we all ready to step up to the plate because we've been through so much. So we don't shy away from hard stuff. We don't shy away from those moments. So we have a lot of guys, 1 through 15, who are ready to go at all times. So credit us, you know what I mean? Credit the coaching staff, the organization for helping us stay ready. I think that's important. I think it's not just us. It's everyone, the whole organization, upper office, people who work in ticket sales, everybody. It's a collective thing in order to be successful. So got to credit everybody for that, for this win and for our season so far and for where we're going to go.
And finally, talking about what kind of guy he thinks he can get back to, and also that Jimmy Butler was critical to him in the fourth quarter.
Oh, I have no doubt I can surpass that level I was at. I have no doubt in my mind. And even better days than that to come. So this is just a part of the journey of getting there. And I'm still on my pursuit for greatness. And at the end of the day, it's going to be obstacles. This ain't the only one that's going to happen the rest of my career. But I've been through so much. I've seen so much, and I've overcome a lot. So whatever happens next, I'll be ready for it. And tonight wasn't just me. You know what I mean? Tonight was a collective team win. A lot of guys stepped up and did great things for us. And I'm just happy and glad to be a part of it. And a lot of things that y'all don't see or that people don't see is how huge Jimmy and Kyle were on the bench today. They were like coaches, away from the obvious coaches, obviously, but Jimmy helped me tremendously in the fourth quarter. And you won't see it, obviously, in the box score. You won't see it unless someone tells you. So it's my job to tell you. Jimmy helped me a lot in the fourth quarter. So I appreciate him. We appreciate Kyle. And we can't wait till they get healthy. I think something happened, but we can't wait till they get healthy and get back out there helping us win.
That's awesome, dude. And that's always funny. It's like they're making the jokes about, Jimmy hates me and all that, but Jimmy apparently being in his ear and really guiding him in lieu to them getting the victory. And he did look, I would say, in the fourth quarter, like it looked like Vic was running out of a little bit of burst. But he stuck with it. He kept attacking, and eventually got a nice dish to Bam to get a big time score, because DeAndre Hunter, I mean, he couldn't be stopped in that fourth quarter. He was getting all the calls, he was hitting all the threes, he finished with 35 points. So the Hawks put a little bit of a scare into the Heat for a game that was it was ugly. You look at an NBA game these days and it ends with both teams under 100. You're probably like, that was probably an ugly game, and it was a lot of fouls, turnovers, not a very clean game. But there were some really cool moments. Max Strus also. Max Strus had this run. And this was really, I think, the momentum changer for the Miami Heat, because a pretty even game. At one point, the Hawks have the lead, and Max Strus just goes on a 10-0 run by himself. Him and Gabe Vincent, the big catalyst for this. And Jimmy Butler, he was loving it. Jimmy Buckets was fornicating the air. I'm just going to say what it was. I mean, the dude was making love. And we know that he loves him some Max Strus, that these guys have a bond and a kinship that is pretty hilarious. And that Max Strus has been entered into the starting lineup, and they have done absolutely fantastic with him there. But Jimmy Butler was happy. We've seen the Jimmy Butler hip thrust from time to time. We remember him with the trophy golds doing it after getting an and one. This one, make no mistake, he was getting after it. And Omer Yurtseven's looking at him. He goes, "Whoa, man!" And Caron Butler's looking at him, and he's dying laughing. And he was having fun. I think he was enjoying watching his guy take over there. And the huge thing about this is we do now have a situation where the Heat have some rest. They got a chance to rest up Kyle Lowry's hamstring, whatever's going on with Jimmy Butler's knee, which didn't seem major. But they were in a pretty good position to being up 3-2. They found it enough to roll the dice and just have him sit out, see if they could close it out, and then him get rest. It was reported that he could have gone Thursday. Maybe even Kyle Lowry could have gone Thursday if they had to. But now they don't have to play till Monday. So it's absolutely huge. They'll have a couple of days off. I would imagine they'll practice again on Friday and Saturday. Maybe a little tune-up on Sunday before getting into to Monday's action. But really, really great, man. It was the performances, I think, in this series. Jimmy obviously was phenomenal, doing everything for them on both ends. Looks like one of the best players in the playoffs. I saw JJ Redick called him the best player in the playoffs, so that's pretty cool to hear from JJ Redick. But the series from Strus, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, those guys, those undrafted guys you didn't know how they were going to take to the playoffs, well, they took like a duck to water, dude. And I know that this is an 8th seed, but it is still big atmosphere. It is hostile fans and all that type of stuff. And, if they go to Toronto or Philly, it'll probably be a little bit of a different beast. But they passed with flying colors. They looked absolutely awesome. And I think you come out of this series, I thought Bam looked absolutely fantastic this last game, 20-11. Got after it on defense. Aggressive, getting fouled a lot, getting to the free throw line, I think 8 times. So you love seeing that from Bam Adebayo. And you still, like in the holster, like Kyle Lowry, with the health and the offense really hasn't gotten off to a smoking start yet, and neither has Tyler Hero. So I still think there are levels for this Miami Heat team to go as the competition you would think gets better. I will say though, like this Sixers team, don't lose. Like don't lose in the first round of the Toronto Raptors. I mean, you really should be down 3-2 in this series. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I really, really want the Sixers. This may come back to bite me in the ass, but I don't think it will. I really, really don't think it will. I want the Philadelphia 76ers. One, it's a juicier series because of the hate for each fan base against each other. Everything they said about Jimmy Butler coming to Miami instead of staying in Philadelphia. Everything between, you got Doc Rivers, who, of course, you have the Boston Celtics ties there. You have the James Harden, Dwayne Wade thing, which a lot of Heat fans, you have the Tyler Hero, James Harden storyline. You have all that stuff built into it. Toronto, it's just like we got the Precious Achiuwa revenge series, and we got Kyle Lowry. I think is going to be super emotional the first time he goes back there again for a playoff setting. But the Raptors bother me with all the wingspan that they bring to the table. They're a weird team. They defend like crazy. They got a lot of talent. And I really think they have a chance to win this series. I really do. I think that they should be up anyway right now, 3-2. This is, dude, in sports, somebody's got to do the thing first. 16 beats a 1, dude. It happens. It happens. Wild card winning the World Series. Like these things, it happens once, and then it could become a regular thing. So Toronto taking on a Philly team that has a banged-up Joel Embiid, a James Harden who looks like he's doing his head case thing, and a coach who's known for blowing leads, and a city and a team, more a team and a franchise known for blowing things. Don't lose, Philadelphia 76ers, but I do fear that you could lose. And I would be bummed out because I really, really want that series against Philadelphia. I think that would be a fun series, but I think it's also a series I am heavily leaning on my squad to go out and get that thing done. Really, really am. So great job taking care of business. Trae Young, enjoy your retreat, whatever you're going to go on. Good luck shaking the nightmares of Gabe Vincent out of your mind. Tough for you, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if Trae Young comes back with a new look. Like, he needs to, like, reinvent himself. You know, people are always asking Trae Young to do the haircut. He's kind of kept strong with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Trae Young, like Jimmy Butler this year, went from the, what do they call it, the Bart Simpson? They go from that to the braid. Like, we may have, like, braided up Trae Young, you know, like something different. Like a new look Trae. He may need to reinvent himself after a series like this. Like, it was something. It was something to watch. But in the end, the Heat did what they were supposed to do. A 1, squashed an 8 seed. And in that case, did what you were supposed to do. Now you await a series that's, I think, going to be fun either way. But I definitely think for the most juice, the most fun, the Sixers advancing would make for the best storylines. But I don't know, dude. I would be super nervous if I was a Philly fan and I see the way things are trending, for sure. I definitely would. And I enjoy this, man. I enjoy this. I'm gonna go hip thrust the rest of the day, like Jimmy Butler making love to the air. And we'll talk to you guys next time.